Hello everyone, welcome to Tisha's Tutorials. So today I am here with the part 3 of class 8 chapter 1, that is crop production and management. If you haven't watched the part 1 and part 2 yet, you can watch it through the link in the description box. So let us begin with the today's lecture. So the important topic for today is increasing crop yield. As we all know that all the farmers focus on increasing crop yield, and it is the most important factor which farmers keep in their mind, and they sow seeds or practice various agricultural methods, right? There are two major ways by which farmers can increase crop yield besides practicing and following various steps which we discussed in our previous videos. One of them is mixed farming. Here, two or more, not only two, there can be more crops, 2 crops, 3 crops, 4 crops, depending upon the size of the land or agricultural space farmers have. Here in this type of cultivation, different types of crops are sown in the same field at a particular time. In the same field at a particular time. At the same time, 2 or more different types of crops are grown. And this is what we refer to as mixed farming. As the name suggests, mixed. 2 or more types of crops mixed or grown together on the same field at a particular time is called mixed farming. Now, how are these crops chosen? These crops are chosen such that the nutrients need of one crop are fulfilled by the other. You never sow all the crops. In mixed farming, you cannot sow 2 or more different types of crops, and all the crops are using the same nutrient present in the soil. For example, of potassium, you cannot sow such plants all together which which use potassium as the main nutrient in the mixed farming. For example, so you understand it much better, a leguminous plants having seeds in the long pods such as chickpea or mustard can be grown in the same field along with cereals such as wheat, because these plants fulfill the nutrient requirements of each other. The second method of increasing crop yield is crop rotation. Here you grow 2 or more dissimilar crops or different types of crops in the same field, one after other. You do not grow the crops at the same time, but you grow 2 or more different types of crops in the same field but at different times, that is one after another, and this is what you call as crop rotation. Again, this is also done in keeping in the mind the nutrient requirements of crop. Like crops such as wheat and paddy, they need lot of nitrogen in the soil. Remember this, there are plants using lot of nitrogen, and to fix this nitrogen back in the soil, there is a nitrogen cycle. We will be discussing this further in the video. Crops like wheat and paddy, they use a lot of nitrogen from the soil, and this lost nitrogen has to be replaced naturally. Like for example, if you sow plants like pea, soya bean, green beans, or after wheat or paddy, these leguminous plants replenish the lost nitrogen in the soil back naturally. So, the next part of our chapter is food from animals. You do not get food only from plants but also animals. And rearing of animals on large scale for food and other needs is called animal husbandry. Few examples of animal husbandry are as follows. For example, milk is obtained from animals such as cows, buffaloes, goats, etc. There is dairy farming taking place in rural areas where there are companies going and collecting milk from the people who rear animals like goats, buffaloes, cows, etc. And they process the milk to make various other products like curd, buttermilk, paneer, cheese, etc. Next, the meat is obtained from animals like goats and chickens. We know this very well, right? Eggs are obtained from birds like hens, turkey and geese. Honey is obtained from honeybees. There is a special technique or the practice of rearing honeybees for honey is called apiculture. This is very important, 1 mark objective for your exam. The important part of this chapter is nitrogen fixation. As I discussed previously that plants use up nitrogen present in the soil and this nitrogen is given back to the nature naturally by planting leguminous plants along with cereals, isn't this? We all know that matter cannot be created, neither be destroyed, it remains the same. Whatever you get from nature, you have to return it back. So we'll start our cycle from here. Nitrogen present naturally in the atmosphere. This nitrogen is taken by bacteria and algae like blue-green algae, and these blue-green algae and bacteria fix atmospheric nitrogen. Now bacteria in turn fix nitrogen into nitrogenous compounds like nitrates and nitrites. These nitrates and nitrites are compounds of nitrogen which are present in the soil and can be used up by the plants for their growth. We all know plants use nitrogen for their growth. Now these plants are eaten by various animals, and these animals after their death or when they create excreta, these nitrogenous waste is again given back to the soil. This is one cycle. From the soil, there are bacteria and other microbes which convert this nitrogen into the original gaseous nitrogen. So you understanding this cycle? It goes this way. Atmospheric nitrogen fixed by blue-green algae and bacteria into soil. They do not fix directly the atmospheric nitrogen into the soil, but they convert nitrogen into nitrogenous compounds like nitrates and nitrites which are present in the soil. Now this is taken up by plants for their nutrients. Animals eat plants and animals create excreta, and or even after their death they are decayed by various microbes present in the soil, and the compounds of nitrogen are again back to the soil. Now these compounds of nitrogen in the soil is converted back into the atmospheric nitrogen with the help of certain bacteria present in the soil, which again convert these nitrates and nitrites or nitrogenous compounds back to the atmospheric nitrogen. And this is what is nitrogen cycle. I hope you all are clear with this and there are no doubts. This nitrogen, the question for nitrogen fixation comes for around 3 or 4 marks in your exam. So this is the very easiest way to remember it by looking at the flow chart. So thank you so much for watching my video till the end. Please do not forget to like, share and subscribe. Also, if you do have any doubts, you can mention them in the comment box below. Thank you so much.